It's a surprise live. I didn't tell anybody I was going live. Let's see here. There we go. If YouTube will behave. Okay, dokie. So tonight I am working on turtle shells because I'm gonna need them for my market this weekend. They were a big seller, and so they're definitely something that I need to have. I'm working with rainbow yarn. Let's see if we can push it back just a smidge. So I'm working with rainbow yarn, and I am doing Tina the Tiny Turtle. This is my favorite turtle pattern. It's free on Instagram. It's easy and quick to work up, and it seems to be very popular with kids and with adults. So that's what I'm doing. We had our market this past Sunday, and for the amount of people that were there, I think that we did pretty well. It was not as busy as I had expected it to be. I mean, we were literally at our town's mall and just didn't get many people coming by. And it's not that the folks that do the advertising didn't advertise, because they did. It's just that people just didn't come, and that's okay. Because maybe they had something else to do. Maybe they were, I don't know, busy, and that's okay. I just was hopeful that we would have more people. However, I was grateful for the people that we had there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, hello, how are you doing? I'm very glad that the folks that were there. This weekend, I think we're going to have more children. Hello, how are you all doing? Because it's the back to school weekend. Good deal. I'm glad you're doing good. Good to hear. So, oh, good deal. That's what I'm focusing on, is stuff that I think kids will like, and hopefully will sell well. I think what I want to do this weekend is have a table that is, why would I do that? Oh, thank you. I crochet. Oh, I make all kinds of things. I make clothing, which is probably my favorite, and then plushies, and then bags. And I really expect this week to go a little bit better than Sunday. You know, we got a lot of sunshine, which was nice. I do make scrunchies. I do. It's not the best. Thank you very much. I do have an online store. It's called hotdogcrochet.com. And there's not much on there, but if there's something you're looking for, just send me a message, and if I don't have it, I can make it for you. Golden arrow, thank you. I don't know what that means, but thank you very much. Hi, Emma, how are you doing? Ah. So I'm working on turtle shells and I'm using this rainbow yarn. I'm doing well. I'm market prepping for this Sunday. I need a lot of turtles. Thank you. I've finally broke into the last of my Joanne yarn. So I'm going to start working on that box and finishing things up, and eventually I will order more yarn, but not right now. And kind of depending how these Sunday markets go, I may do a winter market. I don't know. I want to get into a winter market that's not super expensive, because what I've noticed is that our ones that are more expensive don't necessarily work out the best. I have an egg for $2 that I sell. Everything else would be $5 or more. Thank you very much. So yeah, but that's kind of my plan, was to have a table of small crocheted items that are less expensive, because this weekend definitely we're going to have a lot of kids coming through. I do believe, because it's the back to school preparation week. And then we'll see what happens after that. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. And like I said, there's not much on there, but if there's something you're looking for, just send me a message. And if I don't have it, I can make it. Oh, thank you so much. You have a great day. Ten, 11, 13, 14. Oh, okay, I'll have to check that out. Thank you for letting me know. 15, 16, 17, and 18. And that is a turtle shell. And so I don't have much of this yarn left set aside for the turtles or for their shells, and then we'll pick a different yarn, a different color. Okie dokies. Lots. These are my hot seller. Boys and girls like them. The only other thing that is close is the mini octos. Hello. Hello, how are you doing? Yes, you did. I hope you're having a good day. Um, how many? As many as I can. I'm prepping the turtle shells right now, making them, and then the next thing I'll do is make heads, and then I'll do the bodies. Good deal. I'm glad to hear that. Sorry guys, I'm counting. I learned how to crochet when I was 5, right before I started kindergarten. Well, we're gonna have to wait to get the our car and our. Turns out both our car and our truck need new windshields, so we're gonna have to wait a while on that because everybody's trying to get in and get their shields and whatnot, windshields and whatnot fixed. I was annoying my great grandmother, and she had to figure out something to keep me busy, and so that's what she did. I should probably say that my great grandmother was a school teacher. And this isn't my pattern. This is a paid for pattern. No, it's not. I lied. It's an Instagram pattern. It's called Tina the Tiny Turtle. And it works up really fast. Yeah, it was something that I, maybe not always, but oftentimes had yarn and a hook in my hands. Thank you very much. I want to be nice. I don't want to be someone that would be rude or angry. I mean, I guess some people do it like for likes or to get views or whatever, but that's just not, that's not me. Well, we all have problems, and we all have to find our own way to try and overcome them. My mom is very selfless and very giving, and so I try to emulate my mom. Because to me, my mom is a very good person. And so that's, you know, who I want to emulate, because I've had some I had a bad role model too, so I don't want to be that person. And it is what it is. We all fight our own battles in our own way too. So I just try to be kind and give space for everyone. So I have four of the large ones, and then I'm making the mini ones right now, and I have quite a few. And I can make them in any color you want. I do have one turtle right now that is a pirate, so he has a eye patch. I don't have him in the house right now, or I'd go grab and show you. Yeah. Definitely. When you have those role models that show you stuff that's not so good, you have the right to make your own choice and be different. Thank you. Okay, so that is all I can make of those in that colorway. So let's see here. Which would you guys like to see next? Let me get it here. I've got pale green and a darker green and a forest green and a white. That is one skein. And then I have purple. Which would you guys like to see first? Okay, we have a vote for green. Purple. Purple. Okay. Yes, it does. Okay, I'm gonna do the purple first, and then I'll go into the green. I'm gonna do both no matter what, so if you stick around, if you have time to stick around, you should be able to see the green. Okay, trying to find the end that I want here. And if you're not familiar, this is called yarn barf. It's what happens sometimes when you're pulling for the center and you get a big kind of lump of yarn coming out. I usually do my lives Thursday at 5 and then Saturday at 1. This is just an extra because I felt like going live. Here it is. Yeah. But it's worth it for me to find the center. My mom likes to work from the outside in, and I like to work from the inside out. So like I said, this is a free Instagram pattern, and a lot of the small stuff that I make are free Instagram patterns. And it's just because so many people have made them, I know that they work. Yep. Yeah, I've been a center pull person for a long time. Okay, you have a great night. Thank you for stopping by. Good deal, thank you. Okay. Now comes the weird round. Ah, I get it. And okie dokies. Now I have a couple rounds where I don't have to count so much. I made a reel and a short of my dog today because I didn't know what else to put up. I'm trying to be more active, like on social media and stuff. I'm not good at it, but I'm trying, and that counts. So I made a short talking from Humphreys. Yes. But I was talking from what my version of Humphrey's point of view would be. And I don't know about you guys, but my dog is my companion. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. You know, Lil's life has dark points and light points. And if you choose to focus on the dark, just remember that you don't want to get stuck there. That, you know, you eventually always want to go look for the good things. Okie dokies. So my first purple one is done. I'm gonna work on my second one. Mom and I had a lot of misunderstandings at the market yesterday. And it wasn't that we didn't want to listen to each other, but they had the music up so loud that I couldn't hear. Like even I had to take and turn off my hearing aids because it was blowing me out. And but then I couldn't hear Mom or hear like customers talking to me. So I sent an email to the ladies that are running it to ask if they would mind not having the DJ be quite so loud. Like, I understand that they want everybody to be able to hear the music and have a good time, and I'm all for that, but the music was so loud you just couldn't think. And boy, was it nice when he finally turned it off at the end of the market. He turned off that blaring music, and then it was like, wow, silence finally. And you know, I know it's his job, but whew, it was rough. And I decided that we're gonna give away keychains on Sunday and scrunchies. That way, as kids come to the booth, even if they can't, you know, buy something, they get to leave with something. So they don't feel, hopefully don't feel left out. So, yeah. Well, I remember being a kid and, you know, being told no by the adults because, you know, maybe money was tight or whatever. And it's hard when, you know, you're walking around with the adults, but you see other kids with stuff. So, yes, it is. Hello, nice to meet you. Yes, I do. I am working on turtle shells. I've finished this color, so now I'm in purple. Yes, I do have a doxy. His name is Humphreys. And he is way more like a cat than my other dachshunds. He's way, way more independent, but that's okay because he kind of does his own thing. But yes, I do own a doxy. How funny. Yeah. My other doxies have always been, you know, clingers, and Humphreys is not. But part of that was when we got Humphreys, I already had a stage 4 clinger that was not going to give up his position. I will, yeah. I don't know if I'll get that all done tonight because I'm market prepping and I have a lot of shells that I would like to make, so that it makes it easier when I go to put them all together. Ah, yeah. They're a different kind of dog. Because they kind of do a lot of times they like to be in charge. Mine is a black and tan. And he was advertised as a miniature, but he's not a miniature. He's a full size. No, I can tell you right now that he is going to ignore the heck out of me. He has gotten his nighttime cookies and he is crashed out on the couch and he's not going to move until I turn off all the lights and tell him it's time to go to bed. There we go. Yeah, that's cool. Do you mean rotator cuff like, you know, the muscles that make up the shoulder? Awesome. Okay, you have a great night. Yeah, I'm partial to them too. Oh, okay. Good night. I did post a short featuring the dogs today. Sixth grade, oh my. Do your homework, but be open-minded. And if you have questions, do not be afraid to ask them. Okay, good deal. Hi, how are you doing? This is purple turtle shell number 2, I think. Yeah. Back to 6th grade. Do your homework, ask your questions, and don't be afraid to look things up, because even if someone is a supposed expert, they don't know everything, and it's okay to go look up things on your own. Oh, that is cool. Okay, dokies. That's pretty cool. So are you doing like wild animals or like cats and dogs? Yeah, I agree. Well, okay, back I go. What did I do wrong? Thank you very much. Awesome. That is really neat. Are you using patterns or are you going to freehand it? Hello, how are you doing? Oh, cool. That's awesome. I am going to move you guys just a smidge here. Maybe. Yes. I'm sorry, Mindy. You know, when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of friends. But as I've gotten older, I've learned how to make friends. Oh, that's sad. Fake friends? I'm sorry. I really think life gets easier as you get a little bit older because you learn that it's okay to disagree with people. And it's okay to have different interests from, you know, the people around you. Well, I'm sorry they all moved, hon. Oh, that is cool. She is gonna love that. That is so awesome. Oh, that is cool. Are you crocheting it or beading it? Oh, that is neat. Okay. Good deal. It's gonna be cool looking when you get done, I bet. Okay, guys. I gotta flip my light here. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I love blue. That is really fun. Oh, no problem. I am making turtles. Well, I'm making turtle shells right now. So I started with my rainbow. And now I'm on the purple. And then after the purple, we're going to do the mixed greens. And then we'll pick a different color. I'm market prepping for my market on Sunday. Yesterday's market went okay. Especially for the amount of people that were there, it went okay. I'm gonna do 5 of each color, and then I'm going to start putting them together, and if I need to make more, I'll make more. It just kind of depends on how my bin looks, because I want my bin to be real full. That's okay. I really like the Tiny Tina turtle pattern from Instagram. It's a free one, and it works up pretty quickly. And it really is a nice one. Oh, no. What I did is this, I'm using this as a stitch marker because I'm being lazy and I don't want to get up and go get one. So it's just purple. I'm just using the rainbow as a stitch marker. Although that is a really good idea. Well, this is one of those things that is a really good seller at my markets. The other thing that I'm going to have to market prep are octos because they're a really big seller. And then probably frogs. Okay, no problem. See you later, hun. I'll show you guys some of the shells that I made, well, one of the shells I made earlier. So this is like the green that I have, one of the greens. And the purple, I don't know if you can tell, is actually bigger. Now I'm using the same hook, same pattern, same amount of stitches. But what's going on is this yarn is thicker than this one. Let me see if I can get both of them kind of up there together. So I decided I didn't want to do a whole lot of shells in that green, but it'll be perfect for doing their heads and their bodies. And then I will probably, when I run out of that green, I will probably swap over to this green for heads and bodies. So yeah. And then whatever is left over is going to go into frogs and octos, because those are things that sell pretty well. And I want to do an entire table that is just like $5 or $10 and under. That way the parents don't feel like they have to spend a lot of money in my booth, and I'm going to have a lot of my larger items, I think, hanging up this time. So that they will be easier for the parents to see and not as easy as the kids to get to. So then if they're interested in them, I can bring them down. But that way the parents aren't telling the kids that they can't have an item that's like $45, that they have to pick something that's like $5. Because that probably is, I'm not a parent, but I'm thinking that probably can be kind of hard on the kids. Thank you very much, Emma, and I hope that you have a great night and a great day tomorrow. Hello, how are you doing? Yes, I am. I have another, I think, like 4 inches to go, but we're back in the blue now. So, yes, I've been working on that, but I have to market prep for my market this weekend because I have some changes to my booth that I want to do. That way, hopefully, it'll be more kid-friendly, more parent-friendly. Thank you. It's actually doing okay. Um, it's still not healed over yet. And I see I go to the doctor on Friday for it, so we'll see what they say. It just may, because of all the other stuff going on in my body, it just may take longer for it to heal, which is what I've been thinking. But thank you for asking. Yeah, I think it'll be, I don't know. I think the consensus is that it's just going to take longer to heal, and that's okay. Okie dokie. So we are on the fourth turtle hat. I don't know where that came from. So. Yeah. I don't have any finished ones here in the house. They're all packed up for market, which is why I'm making more. I don't think you can really see them on the video that I made for of the market this weekend. But I can get a picture of one probably tomorrow and post it. Okie dokies. Smokies and artichokes. I do sell online. My website is awful because and there's not much on it because that is like the bane of my existence, that part of technology. So, yes, I do have a website. It is called hotdogcrochet.com. And if there's something that you're looking for, you can send me a message through there, and I'd be more than happy to make whatever you'd like or show you whatever you'd like. And we're doing markets every Sunday this month at our local mall. Oh, okay, no problem. Thank you for stopping by. yeah, I'm going to be up for a while. And if you make it back, that's great. If not, I'll see you next time. Oh, my market is on Sunday, but thank you very much. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah, so we're doing Sunday markets every Sunday in August at our local mall. And I'm kind of putting my feet in the water, so to say. And I'm working on figuring out what the local market wants and what the local market can handle. So I'm still kind of learning, but I'm very excited to be doing this. Sunday kind of started out rough, but it was me, it was my attitude, and Mom and I had a little bit of a grouchy moment, and then it was like, okay, I have to stop and reframe and, you know, calm down and come at this from a different direction so that Mom and I could get the tent and everything else set up, because we were struggling really hard on Sunday. But I was able to change my attitude, and Mom went and took a break, and then when we came back, we were able to do what we needed to do. And get everything set up the way that we needed to. And, you know, it ended up being a good deal. It's just, we were stressed and we were struggling. And Mom is really nice about giving me space to calm down. And I give her space too, because even though we process things differently, sometimes we both need a little space to be able to breathe and, you know, calm and center, and then come back and, you know, talk about what's going on. And then there was this lady that came around, and she'd had a booth there. And I'll be honest, I was a bad participant. I was feeling really rough. And so I stayed in the booth. I didn't go walk around. Mom went and walked around and talked to all of the different vendors, which was awesome, because then when they came by our booth, they recognized her and they stopped and talked. But anyways, after the market was over, one of the vendors came over, and she's trying to sell me her aloe vera products. And I'm sitting there in the shade going, I don't know why you're trying to sell me this, but, you know, thank you. And, you know, I hope you had a good day. And I got home and I took the tank top that I was wearing off. And I could see my shoulder and my back in the mirror, and I went, oh. Because although I was in the shade all day long, I burnt. Not bad, but bad enough that it reminded me I really need to take sunscreen and have Mom put sunscreen on for me, which sounds silly, but I can't get my back by myself. And Mom doesn't burn, she tans. She's like my papa. Their skin is white, but it's a darker shade of white than mine. I am like snow meets red-faced. Like, I'm very white, but you can, like, my face gets real red. And just because it gets red doesn't mean that, like, I'm angry or upset. It could be that I'm not feeling well, or that I'm tired, or that I need a break, or I need something to drink. My silly body tells everybody on me. And 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, and 11. and 12. Okie dokies. Well, let's see if I can get my, there we go. Hello, hello. I'm just sitting here working on turtle shells. I started with my rainbow ones, and now I'm in my purple ones. Eight and 9. 12. 14 and 15 and 16 and 17 and 18. Good deal. So this is our 5th turtle shell, and then of the purple, and then we'll swap over to the green. Seven, 8, 9, and 13 and 14 and 15 and 18. We're almost done with this turtle shell. Well, there we go. Okie dokie. So that is my 5th purple turtle shell done. So what I'm going to do is grab the green here, because I need to do 5 green turtle shells of this multicolored green and white. And then I have other colors that I can pull out and work on. And there we go. Okay. yarn barf. Let's see if we can't get to the center. For the center, oh, there's the center pole. Sweet. Hello, how are you doing? No, I'm not, dude. Okay. I'm getting better at figuring out some of that negativity. Six. I don't like to be mean, but if your comment is not nice, it will get deleted and removed. I'm not trying to be rude or mean. I'm just trying to create a safe space for everyone here. Four, six. Yeah. That one I did catch on right away that it was not a nice comment. I know I'm not the only person that gets, negative comments in the threads on, their lives and whatnot. But to me, it's kind of like maybe that person, I don't know, that person, I don't want to say needs help, but maybe they just need a smile in their day. But if they're going to be rude like that, I want to have a safe space for everyone. And I don't want to have that kind of negativity in here. I don't always catch on right away that they're being rude. Yeah. So this is kind of how the greens are working up. I think this is going to be a good frog color. This isn't going to become an octo color because it's a nice mix of greens. Excuse me, sorry. I forgot to say, if you have not hydrated today, get your water in, or whatever you need for you to be hydrated. Take your meds, take care of yourself, because that's always important. Okay, so here's my first green one. Yeah. Yes, it's definitely thicker than what I really enjoy working with. I've been getting yarn off of Amazon slowly, and it's a little bit thinner. I think it's like Premier, oh, what is it called now? Like one of the Premier Basics. It's not the Chenille Basics, but it's the other one. In thickness, but it works really well. Yes, I agree. If it were a little bit less plush, it'd be perfect. This is a colorway that my grandma would like. My grandma was always a greens person. My grandfather, after my aunt was born, my grandfather went and got a ring made for my grandma, and it has their whole family's gemstones in it. Yeah. Well, I like the posh better than the plush, but it depends on the color with the plush too, because some of them don't seem to be a little bit thinner. But anyways, my grandpa got this ring, and it had all, you know, it had his birthstone, grandma's birthstone, and then the kids' birthstones. And I always thought that that was a great idea. My grandfather, you know, he didn't do a lot of presents. Grandma was the one that did, you know, the presents. Papa really didn't do that. But when he decided to go all out for you, he went all out for you. One year, he bought Grandma a really big, nice, standing up, almost like an armoire, jewelry. Oh boy, now I'm going to show my ignorance. Jewelry holder. I mean, it had all different kinds of things to hold her jewelry, and she loved it. And then the next several years, he didn't buy anything. And then every once in a while, he'd buy something that, like, he knew she wanted for the house. But he'd do it for, like, her birthday. Like, bring her a new vacuum cleaner or something. And so Grandma started just buying herself what she wanted every Christmas. So then she knew she was getting something that she liked to open. Which seems kind of weird, but I do the same thing because I'm really hard to like shop for or get anything for, because like there's not much that I want other than yarn. So usually I'll buy what I want and then I give it to Mom and have her give it back to me. But not this market, but the last market that we did, there was someone selling leather, handmade, what are they called? Hair clips. And yes, I know that that's what I'm getting for my birthday, but by the time my birthday rolls around, I'm going to have forgotten it. But I'm really excited because I like keeping my hair up off of my neck and out of my way. And it's a habit that Grandma taught me, because if my hair was hanging in my face, she'd cut it. And I didn't like that. So I keep my hair like plastered back. And it's just, you know, weird things that you pick up in your childhood that like you just keep going with. But I'm kind of excited to get that clip because of course it's my favorite color. It's purple. So yeah. I like making stuff for Mom, I really do. But it's hard for her to make stuff for me. Because if I want something, I usually make it for myself. So, she doesn't make me things very often. I have a purple, kind of like cardigan that she made for me. But it's more like a blanket, and so that's how I use it. And it's one of my favorites. But I'm kind of hard to shop for, and I'm really hard to make anything for, because I like my clothing to like fit a certain way. And that's why, like, when I make clothing for other people, I make them put it on and try it on and try it on and try it on, because I want it to fit. I want it to work, so that it fits them the way that they want it to. And they're, you know, it's going to work the way that they want it to. Mom wanted to follow the pattern, which is great. But it wasn't real comfortable to wear as a cardigan, which is why it's a blanket for me. But I still love it. It's in my favorite color. It's purple. And when I lived in the basement, whew, I lived in that thing. In fact, it's just a shade darker than this purple. But when I lived in the basement, like, I lived in that thing. I was always, always, always cold. And now I'm upstairs and Mom lets me have control of the thermostat. So I get to stay warm. And usually not be too hot, not be too cold. It's probably kind of like living in a retirement community. They tend to keep them a little bit warmer. And that's how I like to live. I can remember working in a nursing home up in Casper, and it was different. But my takeaway was, it was always hot. It didn't matter if it was dead of winter or the hot of summer. It was always hot in there. And so I always wore the lightest clothes I could. I mean, I had to wear scrubs, but I tried to wear light colors and make sure that they were light fabrics, because I just could not deal with the heat. And now it's like I want to live somewhere where it's the constant daytime temperature is like around 70. Because I could live like that. Mom could too at this point, but that's because she's kind of become acclimated to the way that I like it to be. Because she used to love it to be like cold at nighttime when she slept. She would want it down like around 65. And that's always been too cold for me. So we compromised and went with 68 for a while when we lived at the old house. And now that we're here, it's like, if it's not 72 in the house, I'm cold. But if it's 76, I'm too hot. I'm one of those people that, like, you can't take me anywhere because it's too hot or it's too cold. 6, 7, 8, 10. So I always layer up wherever I go. I'd rather it be cold, though, than hot, because I can always add clothes on, you know, add layers, but you can only take so much off. And I'm not someone that likes the air conditioning, like, really cold. So I live in the perfect place because the person that lives with me doesn't argue about the thermostat. And of course, the dogs are sun animals, so they're always wanting to find the sun coming in the windows. Right now, we're not getting a lot of the south sunshine, but in the wintertime we do. And they love chasing the sunshine on the rugs. Like, they just sprawl out because they're recharging their batteries. And then, although I like it to be rather warm when I sleep, I still have a fan on. Not because I need it to cool down the room, but I need it to kind of keep air circulating. Because my mask gets hot at nighttime on my face. And so I keep the air moving to keep it from getting so hot. Poor Humphreys. He thought he was getting a treat because I accidentally dropped one of my mushrooms off of my plate. And I should say, Humphreys is not a mushroom dog. He is not a vegetable dog at all. Bella, on the other hand, usually likes vegetables. And so he grabbed it before I could pick it up, and it's like, well, okay, dude. And he decided to sit there and try and eat it. He didn't like it. So then sister came up, and she's like, ooh, a treat. And then she decided she would only eat about half of it, and then she was done. So then Humphreys comes back and is like, well, if sister ate it, it must be good, right? He tried it again and spit it back out. So then I picked it up and I threw it in the trash. Because it's like, oh, dogs. But now if it had been a carrot, Bella would have tried to bite my hand off to get it. Bella loves peas and carrots and corn and squash. And just about, and edamame, like just about anything, any vegetable you can come up with, she likes. Humphreys, on the other hand, is a more refined palate. He is not a vegetable connoisseur at all. Now, if it's meat, hello, how are you doing? If it's meat, he's all in. But he does not like his vegetables. I'm just sitting here talking and talking and talking. But I guess probably not really saying a whole lot. I did. So now we're on to green. And this is my third green, yeah, third of the multicolored green shells. Well, I'm glad that you're back and you get to see. So it's, they work up pretty nice. The yarn is a little thick for my taste, but that's okay. Yes, I do. I do know how to crochet a bandana. Um, the best way to think of it is that it's an ever either expanding or decreasing triangle, whichever way you're going. And so either you're going to increase on both ends or decrease on both ends until you get to the number of stitches that you need for a particular head size. I believe the Craft Yarn Council, they have a website, the Craft Yarn Council. And if you just Google it, it'll pop up. I believe that they have some information on their website about hat sizes and about like head sizes. And you could use that sizing chart to figure out how big you need that bandana to be so that it's going to fit like an adult head versus a child's head. Or I think Passionate Kelsey might have a tutorial on her YouTube. I don't think that she has a pattern for it, but I do think she might have a like a tutorial on it. The Crochet Crowd might also have a tutorial on their YouTube. I'm trying to think. I know that there's a lot out there. I just have not done any research into it. Passionate, Passionknit, and then Kelsey, Kelsea, I believe. Or the Crochet Crowd. I'm trying to think. I think Bag O'Day has changed her YouTube yet. Crowd, like there three's a crowd. Sorry, I obviously didn't enunciate very well. My next market is at our local mall at Frontier Mall in Cheyenne, and it is next Sunday from 11 to 3, and I cannot live stream from it because they play music, and I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. Oh, in Wyoming. Ah, Yeah. There are quite a few markets down in Florida, but I don't know if they're in season right now or not because of the heat. I'm sorry, I can't think of the YouTuber's names right now. One of them, I believe, is Crafty Sue. She's in Florida. I'm trying to think. And there's a couple other that I know are in Florida that go around to different markets in Florida and sell their plushies. But I honestly can't remember the others' names. But I know that they have markets like in the towards Christmas, and then also towards like early spring. I think they're on a different schedule than we are in Wyoming because we tend to have a lot of bad weather November to like May. So you don't see a whole lot of markets then. Ah, so you need a parent to help. Well, one thing that you could do, if you have a parent that's okay with you, you know, selling, maybe they could help you get your, what I would recommend is think up your business name, get your tax license, and make sure that your sales tax license, and make sure that you're legal in whatever county that you would like to sell in. And then, you know, you can always market that you're a young crocheter and this is something you've been doing for so many years, or you started last Christmas and this is, you know, what all you've done since then. And I would definitely, like at your stand, have a sign that says, "Hi, everything here has been made by Mindy, and Mindy is in whatever grade you're in," to let them know that, you know, that you're a young person and that, you know, and then maybe have a goal stated like, I want to make some money so that I can pay for college, or I want to make money to whatever your goal is, have that stated, and then also have business cards made up, and make sure on there your business card that they have a way to contact you, and that you put on those cards that you're a young person, you're underage, and so contacting you, it may take you a little bit longer to respond to certain requests. And oh, okay, Lorelei. Cool. Thank you. I'm sorry. So Lorelei, definitely definitely put out there that you're a teenager and that you're doing, you know, what your goals are for the future, how long you've been crocheting. And since your mom is on board, that's awesome. And start small. Look for markets that you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to get into. My best market so far really was the market that I only paid $20 to be in. I've had another market where we paid $125 and I made the same amount, you know, after fees and taxes and everything. I made the same amount at the booth that cost $125 as I did at the booth that cost $20, which told me that that 125 just wasn't worth it for that particular time of the year. I know that normally their events are like jam-packed and they get a ton of people, but they did it in June, and they just didn't have a lot of people coming through. But I still made decent money on it. I'm being a little bit more picky and choosy as I go with different markets. And you may have one market that's a smash, and then the next one maybe a pass, and that's okay. That's the kind of thing that happens. So you'll get there. You just have to kind of pace yourself, have your goals, and then work towards it. Don't assume that it's going to all happen overnight. It went okay. It was not the greatest, but it wasn't the worst. I think that next weekend will probably be busier, or it should be anyways, because it's the back to school weekend where kids can win or get like school supplies and a bunch of different things to help them, like backpacks and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I think it'll be a little bit busier this coming Sunday. I'm also, I think, going to have like a $10 table, like a table that's like $10 and under, and then a table that is like anything that's more expensive than that, and then my really expensive things, like my octopus, I am going to hang up. Thank you. Yeah, it's a work in progress, but yes, I do think that the way we set it up was good looking. I mean, I can always make changes in the future, but for right now, I think that it's we didn't do half bad. That's a good idea. Okay. Yes, you're 100% correct. And we'll put up another short this Sunday to kind of show other stuff that we have, because I didn't have everything put out because, again, I didn't know how the market was going to go, and I didn't want to put everything out and then have to put everything away. We sold some stuff, not as much as I would have liked, but again, they just didn't have the attendance this time. And, you know, it may just have been because it was a really nice day outside, or I know there was another craft market that was going on out at another place that's just a little bit outside of town. And I think that one got a lot more. Okay. Mouse at the beginning. So was it blue? Okay, yeah, then I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, I do still have that. I've actually got, I think, 2 of them. My email is down in the description box. And when you have time, it doesn't have to be right now, but it can be, or whenever you want, send me an email and we can work it out. Because I do know what you're talking about. Okay. Lorelei, if you're still here, if your mom wants to send me a message to talk about like getting the business going, she's more than welcome to. My email is listed in the description box, and I'd be more than happy to talk to your mom. Hello, how are you doing? Okay. Oh, that's good to hear. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm sitting here making some turtle shells. So that was number 5 on the green ones. What do I have left? I have a peach in white, or I have, what color is this called? This is sunflower. This kind of a goldy orange called sunflower. So I can do the peachy one, or I can do the gold one. Which would you guys rather see first? Because I'm going to do them both. Okay. I totally saw that, Mindy. Does anyone else have a preference? I am making turtle shells. So, whoops. These are just two that I've made. I'm making 5 of each color. Sounds like we have a consensus. Pink it is. Okay, I will do gold next because I'm going to do them both anyways. I want to make sure that I have a lot of different options for the kids, because I think that this is probably going to be the really big market for this series of markets. Okie dokies. Okay. My scheduled lives are Thursday at 5 and Saturday at 1 Mountain Standard Time, which is like if you have to Google it, it would be Denver time. And then I've been doing some just surprise lives here and there. Trying to kind of get back into the swing of everything. I did not. I still have like 4.5 inches left to go on it. This was the starting down here. And I've just gotten back into the blue. But I am working on that. Realistically, I have like a month and a half to get that done. It's not going to take me that long at all, but I have some wiggle room for that. Like right now? Okay, I'm confused. I'm sorry. So right now it's 10 o'clock. We're 2 hours behind Florida, I think. Ah, yeah. That's nice. I used to do that every time I came home from college and was going to be home for a while. Would be work on cleaning the house for Mom. I do. Oh, Aggie, I'm sorry. Yeah. I will definitely miss my mom when she goes. Not that she's close or anything like that, but I totally understand. My mom is pretty much my best friend. I do, and I will see if I can get Mom to help me make a video of that stuff. It probably won't be until Sunday, but I can make videos of those. Oh, well. Interesting. I do not know how to fix that, Lorelei. Yeah. It might be the age restriction. I'm not sure, but that's the only thing I could think of. Because, you know, obviously I can see them. Huh. Thank you, Lenora. Okay, cool. Good deal. You know, I haven't, because we keep getting thunderstorms. But that's just it's just the time of the year it is for us. Have you seen anything cool? Okay. Okay. Number 1 is done. That's okay. What do I do with them? I'm going to sell them. So I'm just making the shells right now, and then later on I will, well, actually I have a couple heads. I have a head that's been made, but then I just attach it to the shell and make the body. Ah, I totally understand. No problem, no worries. Oh, Thursdays is would be at 7 o'clock your time. And it's usually an hour to an hour and a half. Okay. And then Saturdays is 1 o'clock my time, which would be 3 o'clock your time. Yeah, that's okay. Not a problem. Oh yeah. So I am using my favorite size, which is a 5.5. This is Big Twist Plush. And it's a little thicker than what I really like to work with, but it works the same. It's just, you know, if I had my druthers, I'd be working with something that's just a titch thinner. Sometimes I go up to a 6.5 when I'm working with thicker yarn like this. It all depends on how my tension is doing. Thank you so much for stopping by, Lorelei, and I hope that you have a great night as well and a great rest of your week. That's a great question. It is considered a 6, super bulky. Good night, hun. Hello, how are you doing? When I made my Ditto, which is the big purple monster, who incidentally got hurt this weekend. I'm gonna have to fix him. But I used a 6.5, and I did use this, the same purple yarn, it's plush. But I had a really hard time working with it for whatever reason. Maybe it was just that day. So I went up to a 6.5, and that worked a little bit better for me. But again, like I said, sometimes it just kind of depends on my tension that day. I don't like to go up to anything too large because of the holes, and I don't like to go too small because I still have to be able to see the stitches and work into them easily, which is why I do not make plushies out of 4-weight yarn. There's a lot of people that do, and they come up with some of the most awesome things, but it's not for me. Yeah, it's a different, it's the same game, but it's like almost different. Ah. Oh, wow. Hats off to you, hun. I can work with them, but I would much rather knit with them than crochet with them. You know, if it's a thick yarn, I would rather crochet with it than knit. Ah. Yeah. We all find our different strengths and play to them. And you are working with yarn that I would rather never crochet with again. So, I think that it's awesome that you can do that, because it's not that I can't, it's that I prefer not to. Let's put it that way. Because I have and I can, I just would much rather use a little bit bigger yarn. Like for clothing and stuff, I like 4-weight. Sometimes 5-weight, but usually a 4-weight. But anything else, I like 5 or above. Yeah. Or tighten up. Because when I'm doing like a 4-weight, my tension is actually looser than what I'm doing right now. But yeah, your tension definitely has to change between the different thicknesses and what you're used to doing, because if you're used to doing something like filet crochet, that's way different than doing this. The skills are kind of the same, but also kind of not. So that's 2 down. I think, you know, crochet and knitting are kind of like fruits and vegetables. You find what you really like and avoid what you don't like or what doesn't work for you. Maybe it gives you acid reflux or something. Same thing with knitting and crochet is you find what calls to you. And I always like to say, you know, practice makes better, but it doesn't make perfect. And that, you know, although I like to do clothing and plushies, somebody else may have, you know, other interests. And that is perfectly fine. Because we're not all meant to do the exact same thing. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. If I'm going to make a shawl, it has to be a pineapple shawl with the pineapple motif. That was the first shawl that I learned, and that is like my favorite. Yeah. Thinner yarns are beautiful, and the different like colorways and stuff that they come up with and how they put them together, they're very nice. Oh, wow. I bet you that was absolutely stunning. Our tiny little store didn't get any really cool yarn. If you wanted something nice, you had to order it online, which works too, but sometimes I just want to touch it before I buy it, or at least be able to return it easily without hassle because I didn't like it. And I know that sounds odd, but there are yarns that I've come across that are like oily, or they just don't feel good in my hands. Ah, yes. Yeah, they had some really nice colorways. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7. That's okay. I didn't start making Ami until last year. And I do enjoy it, and I love all the smiles that we get and the people and the kids that keep coming back to our booth. My mom was the adventurous one, and she made an Ami, actually a couple Amis, for the great grands several years ago. And I thought she'd lost her mind, because I looked at it and went, I don't want to do that. But then the light clicked and it was like, oh, this is fun. So it just kind of depends on what hits the dopamine for you and what makes sense. Hello, how are you doing? Just sitting here crocheting turtle shells. Okay, no problem. Hello. How are you doing, Cassidy? Oh, thank you. Practice doesn't make perfect, but it does make better. Thank you. Hello, how are you doing? I see that. I'm glad you love crochet. What do you like to crochet? Okie dokie. Okay, so this is number 4 in the pink and peach of my turtle shells. So now I'm going to start number 5. And then after 5, we'll switch colors again. I am making turtle shells right now. We did the rainbow ones, we did the green and white ones, and we did some purple ones. Whoops, sorry. And now we are in the pink and white in peachy color. This is the last of this color, and then I'll go on to another color. Okie dokies. Well, thank you for asking, but no. I'm still working on that crazy hat. I have another, I think about 4 inches on this knit hat. So it started over here in the orange, and now we're back into the blue, but I still have another like 4.5 inches until that's done, and then I'll start socks. But thank you for asking. I used to start like a lot of projects and not finish them. So typically, unless I'm like doing this where I'm batch making, typically I only have maybe 1 crochet project and 1 knit, sometimes 2 crochet and 1 knit, but that's it. I limit myself, otherwise I would have whips everywhere instead of just yarn everywhere. Hello, how are you doing? Good deal. I am doing really good. I'm hanging out with you guys. So I'm doing really good tonight. I'm thinking that this is going to have to be a frog color. I know it seems kind of odd to be a frog color, but little girls like frogs too. And they like turtles and they like snakes. In fact, yesterday I had a little girl come into my booth and start talking. She saw one of my crochet snakes, and so she started talking. Yes, I can. I am working on a tutorial right now for a crochet sweater slash sweatshirt. But yes, I've been thinking about doing some tutorials for the very beginning to show like the different stitches, because once you learn the stitches and you learn how to tension your yarn and how it works for you, the sky's the limit. But anyways, this little girl came up to me and started talking about her snakes. And apparently one of her snakes passed away recently. But they're ball pythons. And so she was telling me about like they're different colors and they're different patterns. And she was telling me that my snake was the wrong color. And that's okay, because he's kind of a brown and gray. And you know, if he's not the right color, he's not the right color. Oh, okay. It is very, very similar to crocheting. It's the same concept as crocheting with your fingers instead of the hook. It's just slightly different because you're using the hook to pull the yarn through. And so you need to figure out how you want to hold your hook. How does it feel comfortable in your hands? So if you hold it more like this, it's considered like a like this, or like this. It's a pen grip. If you hold it like kind of like you would a knife, then this is considered the knife hold. And so you just need to figure out what, like grab a hook and kind of figure out what feels more comfortable for you. Because you're picking the yarn, but you're picking it with a hook instead of your fingers. And then I would work on tension, because the way that you tension the yarn is going to be obviously a little different, but the crochet stitches are the same. And I think if you practice a little bit with the hooks and figure out what feels comfortable to you, you'll pick it up, because technically you already know how to crochet. You just need to get comfortable with using a hook instead of your fingers. Okay, so that was number 5, and that's the last one of the pink. Okie dokies. So my next color is kind of this golden color. And I think this is probably going to be the last color of the night. It's going to take me a couple weeks. I got to finish the one that I'm working on, and then I can put one together for you. And if you can't wait that long, that's totally okay. There is a, you could go like to the Crochet Crowd, because I know that they also have tutorials, especially beginning ones, like how to hold your hook. No problem. Oh, that's okay. Thank you so much. And I hope that you have a great day and a great rest of your week. And I'll see you next time, or whenever you can come, because I'm on at weird times sometimes. Thank you. Okie dokies. So I'm making turtle shells. So we're going to do 5 of the gold. Okay. Okay, back it up here. I know you guys couldn't hear that, but Humphreys is over there having a real good dream. Okay. Welcome to everybody that's jumping on. I hope you're having a good day. I'm just making turtle shells. Okay, time to hydrate. Make sure you guys are getting your water in. Okie dokies. If you're just jumping on, this is the Tina the Tiny Turtle pattern. It's free on Instagram. And I am batch making because I have a market on Sunday. And these did really well this past Sunday, so I think that they're going to do well again next Sunday. This yarn is not playing nice. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can find my other hook underneath all of these crazy turtle shells. Okie dokies. This yarn is not playing nice, so I'm going to swap up to a little bit larger hook. This is just a bit of late night turtle shell making. This pattern is a free pattern on Instagram. It is not mine, but it's called Tina the Tiny Turtle, and it's my favorite to do for turtles. And then I really like the leggy frogs, but I don't stuff mine. I know a lot of people stuff theirs, but I don't stuff mine because it's to me, it's not meant for a younger child. It's meant for a little bit older child. And I like to put like googly eyes or different kind of eyes on it, or different colored. So I don't feel like it needs to be stuffed because they're small, you know, and the whole thing about the leggy frogs is they have long arms and long legs. And then of course I'll be making some octos, not tonight, but in the near couple of days I'm going to make more octos, because my octos, my frogs, and my turtles are kind of like my best sellers. I'm also planning on having a table at this market that will be, I think, probably like $10 and under. And then I also think I'm going to run a sale on like my $12 items and make them like half price. Possibly, we'll see. Because I'd like to get some of the old inventory out so that I can make new stuff that I want to make, that hopefully people will want to buy. This yarn is just not wanting to cooperate. And 10. If you like crochet and knit content, think about giving me a like and a subscribe. And if you have already subscribed, thank you very much. I'm always up for making new friends, especially fiber friends and people that like the community. I do like hanging out with everybody on my lives. I know sometimes I get quiet, especially when I'm counting. But I do enjoy hanging out with you guys. Whew. You know, I think I'm getting tired. Maybe that's why this yarn and I are fighting. Because it's like I have to fight for every stitch. There we go. I must really be getting tired. Okay, guys, it is 11:16 here in wonderful Wyoming. Thank you all who've come and liked and subscribed and hung out with me. I hope you all have a great day and a great rest of your week. Please remember, you are wanted, you are needed, and you are loved. Be kind to everyone, including yourself. And I'll see you next time. Bye.